Cyborg is a man with many possibilities, but what if he wasn't a man? Welcome to Comicstorian's Complete Story Series, where I bring you trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is a rebirth, a DC rebirth. It is not a reboot, it is a new status quo as DC brings back the things that you love about your favorite superheroes and puts them back into the existing timelines. We're going to be showcasing select single issues of the rebirth to let you know the starting points for these series. Each of these rebirth comics is continued in the mainline book of the same name. This is Cyborg Rebirth, and the story begins with a scan of one individual named Victor Stone in Star Labs. The individual scanning them would like to know if malware can face off with them, and if he survives, plant a probe in the objective within Star Labs. Except there is one thing the individual that started this test is concerned about: the power of Victor Stone, because right now he is standing in the path of malware, preventing him from getting into Star Labs. He dodges an attack and he asks the monster, "Star Labs is a top secret facility filled with dangerous technology. Did you really think you would just walk in?" The creature tells him, "The strategy is to counteract any defensive aggression I encounter." And then it repairs itself and blasts Cyborg. Cyborg falls off the roof they were just on, and malware leaps off the building, landing on Cyborg. With him bleeding and crushed there, malware decides that he is eliminated, and he walks into Star Labs. But the individual that sent malware in began to run tests on the blood from Victor's body that was drawn. He wanted to know, who is Cyborg? The results came back with Victor Stone, and his father is Silas Stone. His father was a graduate student attending a school in Detroit when he met Eleanor, a fellow student and a woman that would soon become his wife. But our present-day story continues as Silas calls out to his son asking if he's okay. "Victor, do you copy me?" Cyborg wakes up telling his father that this guy packs a punch, and Silas informs him that the creature has made its way through all of the security and is now in the deeper reaches of the facility. Cyborg follows his path of destruction and begins to battle against malware, telling him that if this thing is data, then he'll defeat it, because there's never been data that he can't win against, and malware knocks him aside, knocking him out again. Back in the past, Silas and Eleanor lived a happy life, even having a child, Victor. But one day, tragedy befell the family as they were informed that she had developed a rare terminal form of cancer. They told Silas to prepare for her passing, but he was determined to find a cure, and he began to put his entire focus into saving his wife. A byproduct of putting all of his focus into saving her, though, was the neglect of Victor. While he was a bright boy, learning things at an accelerated rate and excelling at sports, Silas was too preoccupied with saving Eleanor, and he pushed him aside. At his young age, he only felt the love of his mother. All the work Silas poured into the cure did work, temporarily. They extended Eleanor's life by 10 years, but eventually, the disease took her from the family, and the 10 years of neglect in Victor's life was done. Back in the current day, Victor begins to wake up, and Silas begins to realize what the creature is after. It's headed for the most secret of rooms in Star Labs, the one that houses the alien technology that saved Victor's life. You see, during the attack on the planet Earth, Victor was mortally wounded, and not wanting to lose his son, Silas ran him into a secret room within Star Labs to fuse his body with alien technology. That is how Victor Stone went from football star to member of the Justice League. In the present day, Victor runs towards malware because everyone knows that he can't get the alien technology in that room. But as he runs in there, he discovers that the creature isn't in the alien technology room. Instead, he finds malware inside a room that was hidden from everyone. He asks his father what this place is, and Silas tells him that it was kept hidden for a reason. Just focus on getting rid of the creature. Cyborg opens fire on it, hitting it with everything, and then he runs over, grappling the creature. Once he gets close enough, the creature begins to patch into his brain, hoping that it can overpower Victor, but that's when Victor smiles. He couldn't fight against malware's programming outside of this room because of all of the data noise that he was also fending off. But in this room, there is no data flowing through it. It's a dead space of data, and because of that, he can focus on everything inside of it. Victor pushed back with everything he had in front of him, and he destroyed malware. Then the next question was, what was malware after that was so secret that his father kept it hidden from everyone? While malware managed to tear the door off, and inside, Victor could hear the voice of his father on a recording, and it told him that this was the uncorrupted source code of the most dangerous software program ever created, Cyborg. Then in his father's voice, Victor heard his father's biggest concern. He was worried that he didn't bring back his son when he saved him, but instead he created a program that thought it was his son. What if he made a Frankenstein monster? Victor walked outside and his father asked if he saw what was in the vault, and he told him no. Then his father told him that he was proud of him, so Victor thanked him and walked off pondering. Is he a real boy? Elsewhere, the man behind the attack looks at all of his data and decides that he is the father that will give Cyborg everything he ever needed. And that is the single issue Cyborg Rebirth, setting up the new story for Cyborg. I'm kind of interested to see where this is gonna go. The idea that Cyborg might not be the real Victor Stone is interesting. And if you want to talk about that, follow me on Twitter at Comicstorian and Instagram at Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here.